Okay, let's again. We'll complete 21 today. So today is 29, day 29. It is 24. If you said okay, let me see this. You can see one branch. Okay, this is Anand branch, right? So you have to create a merge request. So you have to go to, when you push it, you see the merge request, or you can go to new merge request and choose your branch like this one and main, create it. Okay, so this is how to create request. So then I will review it and I will merge it. Okay, and so your getting node was not Anand, your getting node was not perfect, so no model went into the git one. So I fixed it, but next time you make sure you take the proper git node files and never ever commit the node models. Okay, let's go. Let's go and see what we have done yesterday. Let's see here. So we created, this is the main branch. Let me go to the next branch. Check git status, which okay, see branch, which project in main branch. Okay. So since these two branches are already merged, okay, you have to create a new branch for further work from the main branch. So I will git pull first. And then I'll do git checkout -p. Maybe I'll put today's branch. That is 11/24/2024. So I'm in the new branch. Now what we did, we created 3 folders. We didn't work on cart yesterday. In the container, I created webpack where I call the products URL. This URL will change, will be different for the production, and for development we have this URL. And we start our container at 8080 port. In index.html we have product root, and in the source we created index. So always remember, whenever you are working in my MicroFrontend, you have to create 2 files, one index.js and one bootstrap.js. Index.js will call the bootstrap.js. So all the logic which you have previously in index.js will go to bootstrap.js. Here we imported something from the port number 8081. We call the products because in the webpack config we define remote is always called to this product. So we are taking this product. If I change this to KDD, I have to call this DD. Okay, so this is for this product we are taking it, and then we are calling the product index, which is defined in the another webpack. We expose it as a product index. We expose it as product index. That's the reason we are calling it for product index. If we expose it something different, we will call it that different one here. And we are calling index.js file, which is this one, which loops through the product and updates the product in this HTML div tag. Any questions till now? Is it working on your local? Is it working on your local? What we did yesterday? What you have removed?
Sir, you told me on Telegram that I have to remove node module folder and git ignore file in all the 3 folders, cart, container, and products, right, sir?
No, git ignore I updated in your one. I updated git ignore. Yesterday, your git ignore was not proper. I told don't update the git ignore file. So I went to your branch and updated it. So did you deleted it or what?
Yes, sir. I have removed the node module and git ignore file from my local.
Yeah. So git ignore file should not be removed. You have to do git pull. You will get it back. If you do git pull, you will get it back.
Okay, sir. So
first you do git status. Check the git status. Share the screen. Let me guide you. Okay, so the thing is that first you do git you deleted git modules, right? What you don't know modules, but you have to first do git pull, then only you have to do that one. But since you have done it, you have to reset it to original one first. Okay, so how to reset it? I have to git reset hard. Okay, so we have to use this command. I'm putting it in the chat. Run this command.
it will reset all previous command line.
It will whatever you deleted, it will reset it.
Okay.
Okay, let it reset it and then I'll guide you the process.
Okay.
Okay, now to get pull. First to git status. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, now to get pull. Okay. Okay, now let it pull, then we'll see what's going on. Okay, now non-model folder is deleted everywhere. Right, now open the git ignore file. So I updated it. Here we mentioned non-module folder should not be included in Git. Now when you do the npm install, non-module will not be deleted and non-module will not be submitted.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now what you do? Now
I have to do npmi in all the three folders.
Yeah, you have to do npmi in all the three folders. Which version of Node you have? Go to new terminal, check in which. So you have 16 version. Make sure it is above 18, maybe 19 or 20. So after this stuff, upgrade. Because many things will not work for you if it is 15 or below 18.
Okay, sir. I will update.
Okay, so run npmi in all the three, and now if you commit after npmi, it will node modules will not be committed. But then also before you commit, you have to make sure in the git status that is it node module going or not. Still git ignore is updated, it will not be.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so just make sure before you commit.
Take care.
Okay, I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, so I assume, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I assume everyone's code is working. If it's not working, tell me now. I will help you.
Sir, I'm stuck in the webpack serve command. Actually, it's showing not found webpack.
Okay, let's share again. Okay, so just in the products folder, you have this. Okay, go to package.json. So you have 1 second. Wait. Okay, run npm npm start. Working, right?
Yes, sir. So first time we have to run npm start.
Whenever you are changing in the website country, you have to run npm start.
Okay, fine. Got it.
Now go to a container also, do same thing. Yeah, you did products, right? You do container,
Yes.
and let's do it here only. Do it npm start.
Yes, sir.
8081. Yeah, 8080, right? Yeah, it's working, right?
Yes, sir.
Subramaniam, is it working for you? I remember Kate's for working yesterday only. Okay, let's start further. Okay, let's start further. Now, whatever we did in the, let's do something in the, for example, sorry, in the cart. So we didn't touch the cart. Today we will integrate cart in the container. So we'll go in the same way. So since I have to do same thing, only I need to change the logic in the cart. I will copy most of the files from the products one. So let's copy the public folder, source folder, webpack config from the products to the cart field. Okay, so in the source, so I will remove this content in the cart because cart will have different content. And in the public index.html, I'll make it as cart root, and I will change in the index.js the cart. So what we have to do, copy from the product folder in the index.html, just change it to cart, and in the index.js, just delete every content, all content except the first line and the last line. In the last line, change the cart root. Once this is done, let me know. Let me update this in the document till you are working on it. So I will say cart.js, cart folder. Let me see what changes we have to do in the cart folder. I'll say create public index.html, which contain I'll put it, create source index.js. I'll put the content, create webpack.config.js, and content will be here. So in the webpack config, since 81 is already used by the products, we will make it 82. And since this one is used by the products, I will make it as a cart index, and other things will be same. So webpack will have changes of this one, 8082 and this cart index. Rest everything should be same. And let's go to index.js file. We delete everything, only except the first line and the last line. We will put more lines here in a minute, but for now, and index.html, we just do the cart code. Just message me once you're done creating all these three files. I will save also. Container as a parent. What do you mean by container as a parent? You mean to say another container? The grandparent? Okay. So the thing is that we defined here is a name as a container, but it is not really container kind of thing. So if I want to expose something from container to parent, then I can go to webpack and say, here I will expose it from container, then grandparent will take whatever I pass it to grandparent. So every webpack has two things, exposing and remove. So it is taking from the remote, but it can expose itself also to its parent. So here I can expose like this line. Like this line, I can expose this container. I can say container index. And I can use it anywhere. So it's not parent child. Wherever you want to expose, you can expose. Wherever you have to take, you can take it. So you can expose from container also. You can get it in container also. It's all, very configurable. Is all done till now. I saved this file also. You can take it from here also. Let me know once it's done. Yeah, so if container is exposed, then it will have product data because container has product data. So you can have multiple layers of folders, and one folder will call another will call the first one. Sort of mismatch you can do. Okay, let's go now. Let's do one step more, last step. So here in this container, we are calling the products one. Now we have to call the carts also. We have to call the cart also. So let's add one line in the container webpack config. Generally, I try to close all the files because it becomes too messy. A lot of files open, it's difficult to track. So I just open whatever is needed. So here I have to use cart one, another layer cart one, and I have to call the name of the cart one. What is the name of the cart one? In the cart webpack, we didn't change the name, so change the name to cart. Okay, let's change the name to cart. Okay, I will change this name to cart also. Okay, this thing is also changed because we have new cart one now. Okay, now in the container, we add one more remote cart, which is calling cart because name is cart, and @HTTP localhost. And in the cart we gave the port number of 8082. So we'll give port number 82 and remote entry.js file. So just add this line and change this to cart. Okay, let's save it here. So I will add with a config of the container webpack container webpack dot config dot js. Okay, so we added this line. Okay, so hope this is done. If it's not done, just do it. I will close all the files now because I have to. I want clean tab. Now let's go to the cart index.js. Let's put something here. So I will first create one variable called as cart text, which I will display here. We can put anything. I'm just trying to put any variable. Here I will use a div tag, and I will say you have items in your cart. Okay, so I will say, so I will put some random number here. You have 10 items or you have 20 items here. Since I have to put JavaScript variable, I will use $sign curly bracket, and here I will put variable. So I'll just say math.floor, and I will use faker.number dot float. So it will give some random, maximum 20. It will give some random number, and I will call this cart text here in this inner HTML. Let me give you in the chat, so you have to. It's easy for you to copy. Now let's see if cart is working or not. So let me go to cart one, and I will run yarn start. First I will see. Okay, know what happened. Okay, I have to change in package.json also. So here I will say start webpack sub. Let's do this one now. It's working fine. Let's check it on the browser if we are getting correctly. So I'll go to, since it is on 82, I'll go to 80, 82. You will see, I see you have items, 9 items in your cart. If I do inspect also, let's add one more thing here, console.log. Cart text is cart text. Okay, so I want to see console also. So here I'm able to see cart text is you have 11 items in your cart. I have to close the div tag also. So I forgot to close the div tag. Okay, so this is the index.js for the cart, which I will update here in our document. And I will also update the package.json here. Cart folder. So what change I did in the package.json? I just added this start. So before I check this in the container, just try to fix this, see if you are getting same thing what I'm getting. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Just see if you are able to run 8084 properly. Okay, now the thing is, next part is we have to call this in the container. We'll do in the same way as we did the product one. So let's go to let's take the container one. We have added a cart. I will start the container. I will go to bootstrap.js. Here we were calling products. Now we will call the cart one also. So I say import cart index, and I'll see what's going on. Let's go to browser. Localhost 8080. So it's giving some error. Let me see. 8081. We have to start the 8081 also, because it's calling 8081. Let me refresh. Okay, so now you are able to see this cart, this products, but you are not able to see the cart, though we imported the cart also here in the index.js, in the container index.js. We call the cart also, but we are not able to see cart here, and we are seeing the same error of inner HTML. The reason is inner HTML. Can anyone tell me why we are getting this error in inner HTML? Okay, so the reason for this inner HTML is, in the cart, we have the ID cart root, which was in the cart one, but container does not have the cart root. So even though cart gives some variable, but it is not able to display the results, what it is giving. So to fix this, I will add one more div where I want to show the cart. And here I will name it as a cart root. So all the cart part will come in this div, and product root will call in this div. Okay, so let's refresh. Now you see I don't have any error also, and I can see cart item here in this index dot in this file. Any question on this one? So just now add this div and see if it is working for you in the container. Make sure you start all the 3 folders. Is it working? Let me update the document. Container index dot bootstrap.js index.html. Maybe like this. So the changes are here. And container bootstrap. So the change which you have to do, you have to add this cart in your container. Then you have to update this HR in the container. I need to call the cart index. Let me know if it's working. Okay, I'll give you 2 more minutes to fix this. I'll be back in 2 minutes. So is it working for everyone? Okay. So now we'll do some major changes in Bootstrap file. Okay, so remember this major change in Bootstrap file, which is very important, and we have to do it. So if you see in this index.html, I have to in the container I have to call the product root and cart root to make it work. What if this team is different, and they created ID with my product root and my cart root, but the team which is working in the cart one, they have only the cart root, whereas in the change different team, they work differently, and they don't want to change whatever cart team will say. They will say this, I have this ID only, I have to use this ID only. So how to fix this one if we have such kind of environment? So now if you see, cart is working fine, but when I go to 8080, I'm getting inner HTML error because container team is not using same what cart team is using. So we have to fix this part in both cart and products and some changes in the container. So let's try to fix this first in the products one. So we have to go to the Bootstrap file. Okay, I did not create a Bootstrap file. Maybe this is wrong. Okay, let's go. Okay, I didn't create a Bootstrap for here. I only created Bootstrap for the container. So now to fix this in the products and cart, first thing we have to do same behavior. We have to create a Bootstrap file in the source. So in the products, we created bootstrap.js file and copied everything from index to bootstrap.js file. And I import bootstrap file in the index.js. So this is the first change we did it. So let me put it in document what I did. So first is product folder, create bootstrap.js file and copy from index.js file. Do it now and update index.js file as, so index.js file should call bootstrap, and in the products I created a bootstrap file, copied everything from index to bootstrap.js. Okay, so just finish this step and we'll go further.
So we have copied content from index.js to bootstrap.js, right, sir?
Okay, so now so don't run the npm start now since we're doing changes. Just do the change which I'm saying. Okay, so just copy the index part to Bootstrap, and I need 10 minutes. I have some 10 minutes work, so maybe you can do same thing in the cart one, create Bootstrap one and copy from index. Don't run it, it will not work. Just do this step. So I will be back in 10 minutes. So there's a 10 minutes break for now. Okay. So I did index.js. I copied everything from index.js to Bootstrap file. Same thing I will do for the cart. I will create a new file, bootstrap.js, and I will copy everything from in the Bootstrap. And in the index, I will import Bootstrap. Right. Okay. Let's see if things are working same still. So I'll go here, 80, 82. I'm getting 80 items. If I go 81, I'm getting all the products. But if I go to the container, you will see I'm getting in the console this cart part and also the products, but it is not displaying here. The reason is I changed the ID in the container. So in the container, I changed the ID in the index.html. So one thing, remember, this cart public index.html is only used when I'm accessing the cart folder. And when I'm accessing the products folder, I'm using public index.html located in the products folder. But when I'm using the container, I am using its own HTML, index.html. It has this ID and this ID, which is not the same as in the cart or products, and that's why we are not able to see any result here. So before I go further, is everyone getting same thing? What I'm getting, working in 8081, not working in 8080, is or still you are getting some different errors? Anand, you are getting same thing what I'm getting, or it's still not working?
Sir, I'm getting error on 8082 path.
Okay. So then let me, then before I go further, you will share your screen. Let me see what's going on.
I have not changed here now.
Okay, forget about container. First go to 8082. You're getting 82. Let's see in 8082. Okay, open the index. This is Bootstrap. You didn't save it, so save it first. Bootstrap is not saved. Okay. Now run it 8082. Let's see. Yeah, because you didn't save it.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir, got it.
Let's see 8081.
808. 808.
Okay, 8080. Let's see 8080. Refresh the page. Yeah, so it's working fine. Now we have to change the ID in the container, so it should not work. Go to container, index.html, change the ID to its own ID because that team is different. They have different ID.
I have to change ID anyone?
Yeah, both. Save it and go to 8080 port again.
No, it will show the error in the HTML.
Go to console. Yeah, so we are getting, and that's fine. This is expected. Now we have to fix this. Okay, let me share my screen. Is it working for you?
Yes, working for me.
Okay. Now let's fix this one, this inner HTML. So whatever I'm saying, this is the generic. Whenever we do new projects of this MicroFrontend, this changes already be there because we will be taking from this and copy pasting to that. Let me close all the files first. Let me first fix the products one, and I will give you exercise to fix the cart one also. Okay, let's fix this one. So in the public bootstrap.js, you know, I can do a lot of things here, but I want this to be dynamic. This should be coming from container or wherever it is we call it. This should be dynamic. This should not be hard coded as a product root. Since I have product root here in this index HTML, so one second. So this can be product root, and in the container we are calling it different ID. So it should be dynamic. We should not hard code this value to product root. So what we have to do, we will create one function. I will create one function. Name of the function is mount, and this function will take one parameter called as mount point. Okay, in curly bracket. So it's object, and it takes the parameter mount point. And then I will copy everything and put it inside this function. Okay. So I will copy everything inside this point, and this mount point, I will delete this document.query selector. I will rename it to mount point. So whatever mount point is coming, which will be here, and I will update the inner HTML to the products. So this function is called with the mount point, and this mount point will be the ID which I want to update it. It's inner HTML. Is this clear? This point is clear. What is mount point? What is mount point? It's a document.query selector with the ID. So if I'm accessing from the product folder, I will pass the ID product root. But if I'm accessing from container, I will pass the mount point to be the my product root. That's the reason we created a mount function, and we put the mount point, which will be passed differently in case of products folder or in case of the container folder. I will also export this mount function. So this function is exported also from this file. Now what will happen in the index.js file? Index.js file, when I import the bootstrap, I can say it's an asynchronous call. Then I can say then I will get some object. Let's see what object I'm getting. So I will go to 8081. This is 8081 product 8081. If you see, the object is some kind of object is there, but we have this mount function here. You're seeing this mount function which I exported from the bootstrap. From bootstrap, I exported this mount function, and which I can see here in this object. So instead of putting this object like this, I can just say in the curly bracket mount. That means we are getting one mount function. So I just put replace object with the mount. If I refresh it, you will see I'm getting this mount function. Now, if I call this mount function with curly bracket mount point, and mount point should nothing but be whatever we have previously document dot get query selector, and I will put the hash of hash of whatever it is, product root. So that means when I load this bootstrap, I call the mount function with the mount of point of this product root. So that means after this is called, mount function will be called with this, whatever I have passed product root, and it will update the inner HTML with the products. So if I refresh the page now, you will see I am able to see this one. If I am commenting this line, then if I refresh, nothing has happened because we are not calling this mount function with the mount point. So we made this page dynamic by passing this mount point as a dynamic value, which we can pass differently in my products page, or in the container. I will pass it with my product root, and here I am calling with the product root. So before we go further, just try to create this mount function and see if it is working for you. I will update this in the document. So this is the one, and index.js will be like this. So index.js is like this. I updated document also. You can get it from there, or you can view it and copy it from here. And after this, let me know if it is working. Is it done? Any problem in putting this function? Okay, I hope it's done. If it's not done, you can do together with me. Same thing I will do for cart. I know I told you to do it, but since I have limited time, let me do it. So same thing I will do it here in the cart one. Second. Second. Okay, so let's do same thing for the cart one. I will create a function mount, and here I will make the mount point, and I will copy everything inside this function. In the receipt of this one, I will put mount point, and then I will export this mount function. Then I'll go to index.js file. Then you can do it along with me, or you, if you're slow, just do it when you get time. I call the mount point here. No, mount here. We get the mount function here, and I call the mount function with mount point document dot query selector. I will put the ID of this public HTML file, cart root. Yeah. Okay, in the bootstrap, we're calling this mount. Okay, so let's test this also. So I'll go to 8082. I'm getting 80 this correctly. If I go to 81, I'm getting this correctly. But when I go to 8080, still I have problem, because though we have used this mount function, but we have not called this in the container folder. So let's call this in container folder. Okay, let me first copy this in the document. Cart bootstrap.js cart index.js. You can copy from here also and make sure it works fine. Okay, now we will call this mount function in our container. So to call this mount function in container, if you see the container webpack, we are calling, okay, we are calling cart and products. But if you see the products webpack config, we are exporting index file. And in the index file, and in this index file, we don't have the mount function as exported. Mount function is exported in the bootstrap file. And index function does not have mount function exported. So what we can do, instead of calling index, I will call this bootstrap file. So instead of index, just change it to bootstrap one. So let me update this one. Products webpack.config.js. Export the bootstrap one rather than index one. Same thing we'll do for the cart one. When we are exposing the index one instead of index one, because index does not have mount exported. What happened? I did the cart one. Did it incorrectly? Okay, this is container, sorry. So if you see in the cart one, we did not have, in the index we do not have mount one. So we will expose the bootstrap file, not the index file. Okay, so just change this in the cart webpack.config.js file. So we are exposing bootstrap file, not the index file, because bootstrap is the mount which we can access it anywhere. Now, when I go to container, So I'm putting all steps here. If you miss any step, you can go to this document and try to do the things. Now, if I go to container, Webpack is fine, will not do any change in the Webpack. In the container, index file is also fine, will not do any change. In the bootstrap file, here I'm calling products one and I'm calling cards one. Here I have to call mount function is in from each of these files. So I'll change the import function as import mount from this product and also import mount from the cart one. Since both have same name, so it will do some problem. So we have to rename it. Here I can say as product mount and here I will say as cart mount. Maybe products mount and cart mount. So both function I have renamed it to different name and now I will call this product mount function and I will pass the mount point as document.query selector and here whatever ID I have to pass it. For example, here I will pass the ID my product root. And similarly, I will call the cart mount and I will change the ID to whatever ID I have to say. I will change it to my cart root. So we are calling the same cart index and product index, but we are changing the mount point because here ID is different in the container and it's different in the products folder. So we are calling this function like this one. Let's see if it is working now. So let's go to 80 port. Okay, so there is some problem. Let's restart because I changed the webpack for products and cards, so we have to restart. I will restart both. I restarted all the three. Now let's refresh. Okay, can't resolve source bootstrap. It's a bootstrap, not a bootstrap. Okay, so maybe it's spelling mistake. It's a bootstrap. It's a bootstrap. Refresh it. Now you see in the 8080 port, I'm able to see the items correctly. Let me rename this one bootstrap and now container bootstrap.js file. So let's go to container bootstrap.js file and I will update it like this. So if I refresh this page, okay, I updated here. If you cannot follow, you can copy it from here and try to do all these pages and give me in 5 minutes, let me know if it is working. Yeah, so still you are doing, I will check what has to be committed. So I'll just first do git status and I will do git add dot, then I'll do git commit -am adding mount function, and then I'll do git push. When I go to git push, it will ask me to do like this. I'll do git push like this. And once I'm done this, I will get this URL, which I have to call to create a merge request. So here I will get the merge request. I'll create the merge request. And then that's all you have to do. Then I will go to your repository and I will merge it. So once I merge it, it will be in the main branch. So next time when you do git pull, you will get all my changes. Okay, let me know if this is working or still you are getting any error somewhere. Okay, so Anand says it's working, Subramaniam says working. If it doesn't work, go through this documentation and follow the steps again and try to see if it is working. So before we close, I want to just tell you 2 points in this one. This project is done. We are done with the project 1 on MicroFrontend. So this was the base start of the MicroFrontend, though we have not used the React or any other framework, which we will use next time. So only one thing which I want to tell you, which is very important. This bootstrap mount function will be there for every MicroFrontend which we will do in future. So this mount function will be there. This index file will be like this only in all future MicroFrontend work. Webpack will be this much, and we may add few more configuration in future for the production. Otherwise, this is what it is. Index.html will have some kind of ID. And this bootstrap, this mount function is now taking mount point. In future, we'll be adding more parameters based on our requirement. For example, I can pass the React router DOM navigation. So navigation part I will add, or maybe I can add the location from the React router DOM, or I may add the Redux some kind of variable, or I can add RxJS some kind of variable. So it's pretty much dynamic. You can pass anything from the container here, and this page can access it. So based on our requirement, we pass it here, and we can get back also whenever we need it. So which we will see in our future projects. So this is how the basic of it. Try to do multiple times the same project in this week, so that next time when we start React, you should be aware of all the basics of the MicroFrontend. So on weekends, we will do MicroFrontend till it gets complete. We have 3-4 projects in MicroFrontend. We will complete all the aspects of MicroFrontend. And on the weekdays, I will ping you that I'm free. I will take the data structure and algorithm 50 important questions. Whenever I'm free, I will take it. And if you're free, you can attend. Otherwise, you can watch the video. Okay, I will revert to git checkout main, git pull. Okay, so I pulled it main. So when you pull the main, you will get my changes. And once you create the merge request, let me know. I will pull your merge request. Right now, if I see there is no merge request, that means though you have pushed your changes, you have not created the merge request. So if you don't create your merge request, it will not be merged in the main branch, and no one will be able to see it. Okay, so make sure you, after you commit, you push it, you create a merge request for your folder so that it can be merged here in this folder structure. So next time we'll start with the project 2, and we will do React in that project and see how MicroFrontend works in the React case. Okay, that's all. Thank you.